The same thing with ourselves is we never get to that full potential of what we are capable of because we stop ourselves in that process. And that leads to a sense of dissatisfaction and lack of fulfillment. It literally stops us from manifesting the success we want. It literally stops us from creating what it is. We have to be doing the right things that we say are important to us. Welcome. Today we are talking all things manifesting success as always whenever we're here. And specifically today we're going to talk about how alignment can make or break your ability to manifest. Now, there's something in when I was young, I used to want to race cars. I just love the speed. And a little confession, when I turned 16 years old, I got my driver's license on my 16th birthday because I couldn't wait another day to get that freedom. And to me, having my driver's license meant freedom for myself. And I love speed. I was always in a hurry to get places. Life is too short. And I just love the power and the speed of a car. And I was 16 years old, I got a speeding ticket. Went to traffic school because we have this beautiful thing called traffic school. And literally, and for traffic school, you could go to traffic school, which means it doesn't go on your record. And so you go to traffic school in lieu of having a point on your DMV record. And but that's only good for 18 months. So you can only skip out on a ticket, so to speak, every 18 months. Well, for the next 10 years, I, without fail, every 18 months got another speeding ticket. And then 10 years later, I got pregnant, had a baby, and I thought, I might want to slow down. So I stopped getting speeding tickets. But there's this thing on fast cars called the governor. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of the governor, but you have these incredible powerhouse machines like Ferraris and Lamborghinis and, all these powerful cars that can literally go over 200 miles an hour. But what this governor does is there's a mechanism in the car that stops it from going to the limit, to the possibility, to what is available in the car. And so you may press that gas pedal down to the metal, and it will only go up to a certain point. On some cars, I think it's like 140 or something. And so it's a mechanism that stops the ability to grow or go up to the limit. And what I want to talk about is how we have our own governor set up, meaning we have the ability to dream and to dream big and to create big visions for ourselves. But there's always something that stops us from growing and going up to that limit. So we put our own governor on. You may have experienced it when, driving, and you start pressing the gas, and then your foot's on the brake as well. It's like you want to go, but then you don't want to go. And so you stall out the car, number one, or you never go to the full potential of that vehicle. And so the same thing with ourselves is we never get to that full potential of what we are capable of because we stop ourselves in that process. So this governor is self-imposed. And today specifically, we're going to talk about how when we're not aligned, in essence, it's like we may have our foot on the gas, but we also have our foot on the brake. So we're not getting anywhere. Many people struggle with aligning their actions and their values and their purpose with their desire and their vision, and that leads to a sense of dissatisfaction and lack of fulfillment. It literally stops us from manifesting the success we want. It literally stops us from creating what it is. Misalignment is what most people suffer from. It's that internal and external conflict. So what does that mean? What does misalignment mean? Number one is we want to align our actions with our values and our purpose. What are some ways to fail? So engaging in activities that contradict our values or neglect to identify our core purpose is what stops us from manifesting what we want. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at how to align our actions with our values and purpose so that our efforts become meaningful and fulfilling. And what happens when we do that is when we align our actions with values and purpose, we experience greater satisfaction. We have a deeper sense of fulfillment in our endeavors, and we can literally make things happen in a smoother way. We're not fighting the current or the course. So when we align our actions with our values, we ensure that every decision, every step we take is in harmony with what truly matters to us. Now, our values. Now, what are our values? Our values are those things that we hold to be true. They're based on our beliefs, and our belief is a thought we think over and over again. And so our values are those guiding principles that shape our identity, who we believe we are, and they define who we are at our core. When we honor and live by our values, we experience a deep sense of authenticity and integrity. Every action we take, is it going to be in the direction of what we say we desire, what we truly desire? Every action we take is going to be in the direction of making the things that we want, that we say we want, happen. So aligning our actions is the same way. Aligning our actions with our purpose is essential. We have to be doing the right things that we say are important to us. And our purpose is the driving force behind our existence. It gives us a sense of direction and clarity. It guides us towards that higher calling and meaningful life. When I guide my clients to creating a vision, which is ultimately the very first step in living the life of your dreams, is we go inside and we start to connect with what is that higher calling within us? What is that purpose that is pulling us from within? And what is that joy that is bubbling up underneath the surface? What makes me happy? What gets me excited? What is pulling me towards being or doing or having? And my true belief, my feeling is that whatever brings us joy, whatever is bubbling up inside of us, whatever brings us meaning or fulfillment, that's what we're meant to be doing. So we connect with that number one. And then we have to kind of put our values in check. We have to put our beliefs in check. We have to put our actions in check. And again, make sure that they're aligned so that we're walking through life with a sense of awareness and purpose, and that every step is in the direction of our vision and our dream and our goals. And so when we align our actions and our values with our purpose, with that higher calling, with our vision, we tap into a source of boundless motivation. You don't have to force yourself to do anything at that point. There's not this internal struggle. There's not this, I want to do that, but I don't feel like it. So that motivation is, I don't even like the word motivation, because to me, motivation is an outside force that kind of makes me do something, but really that internal drive to do something. That motivation comes from energy versus effort. Effort is expendable. Effort is runs out. Energy is limitless. And it really does align with inspiration, because it's that inspiration that fuels your journey towards success. So why is this alignment so crucial for manifesting our success, for personal fulfillment and success? The answer lies in the congruence it creates with us. When our actions, when our values align with our purpose, with what we say is meaningful for us, with our vision, there's a profound sense of inner harmony and coherence. And we no longer feel conflicted. We no longer feel divided. We no longer are going through life with split energy. Instead, we experience a deep sense of wholeness and fulfillment. We experience a deep sense of alignment that radiates into every aspect of our lives. And again, the actions we take no longer seem like effort. It's like I wake up and get excited about the things I want to do and that I am doing. It's never a drudgery. It's never I'm forcing myself. It's because it's who I am. It becomes who I am. So aligning with our values and our purpose provides that strong foundation also for decision making. And I don't need to struggle with decision making. It's always a very clear yes or no. How much time have you wasted making a decision? It's you want to make a move, but you're not sure about the kids, or you want to take this job, but you're not sure about the time it'll take, or you want to start working out, but you're not sure. It's when we're split, when we're incoherent, decision making becomes very draining. And so when you're aligned, again, you have your values and your beliefs and your actions are aligned with your purpose. It empowers us to make choices that are in alignment with our authentic self and with what truly matters. So we filter our decisions through the lens of our values. We filter our decisions through the lens of our purpose, and we can navigate life with clarity. We navigate life with confidence. We make choices that are consistent with our deepest desires and aspirations. And ultimately, the alignment of actions with values and purpose is a catalyst for everything that we want to manifest. It's a catalyst for personal growth. It's a catalyst for fulfillment and true success. And everyone's definition of success is different, right? My definition of success is living in alignment with my purpose and with my vision, and being happy, waking up with a sense of peace and joy. And I'll tell you, I've worked with so many people over the last 30 years, and these people have from all walks of life, from stay-at-home mom or a teenager to someone running a multi-million-dollar company. And one of the greatest, I'll say, testimonials that I receive is when my clients will tell me, I just wake up happy. I just wake up with a sense of fulfillment. Yes, they've created the monetary or the material success, but the true joy comes from that sense of waking up peaceful, waking up knowing that they just love their life. And it propels us forward on our journey. It enables us to manifest our dreams and aspirations. So when we live in alignment, success becomes more than just external achievements. Yes, the external achievements are easier. We're in a career or a vocation that supports us, that's in alignment with our vision. We're treating our body, and we're taking healthy choices that are in alignment with our vision for our health. We're spending time with the people that we say we love or that are important to us, and nurturing and developing those relationships. So we have the external, but it becomes an expression again of our authentic selves and the impact that we create in the world. So what we want to start to do, and this is, really the key, is to dive deep within yourself, uncover your core values, define your purpose, and let these guiding lights illuminate your path and inform every action that you take. And when we do this, we'll unlock the full potential within you and create the life of profound fulfillment and success and the impact that you want to make. And that is, when I say unlock that potential, it truly is about letting that governor go, taking off the governor, because there's so much more potential. We haven't even tapped it. No matter how much you created in your life, I can tell you without a doubt, you haven't even tapped into a fraction of who and what you are meant to be and what you are meant to create on this planet in this lifetime. And so syncing our core values allows us, again, to be in alignment. And when we're out of sync, we have this internal dissonance. We have this internal dissatisfaction. We get tired. We're not working for our vision. We're working against it. And so making those conscious changes and realigning our actions with our values is crucial. So now let me give you some examples of how this plays out. Now, imagine someone who says they spend their value is family. Family's number one. They want to create this beautiful, loving, nurturing family and raise their children and have this incredible relationship. Yet they're in a career or job that makes them work late hours. And they're never home to have dinner with their kids, or they're never home to tuck their kids at light. at night, and they're sacrificing precious moments with their loved ones. They're not spending that quality time with their spouse, with their husband or their wife, reconnecting and having those date nights and having those conversations. That misalignment between their actions and what they say their value is really is prevents that area of their life from really becoming as beautiful as it could be. Another example is, most people will say they value integrity, they value an honesty, that's important to them. But how often are people put in situations where they find themselves engaging in unethical practices and activities just to get ahead at work or just to get ahead in their business? That misalignment between their actions and their values will erode any sense of self-worth and integrity. And I'll share, one quick story is, I know someone who religiously celebrates Sabbath, and someone came to this person and said, we've got a meeting, it's on the Sabbath, and it's a big deal, and this is the only time they can meet, and we need you there. And it's a huge opportunity and a huge project. And this person for a little bit struggled, do I give up my value, what's important to me in holding Sabbath sacred, or do I take this meeting that could potentially result in a big business deal? And they chose Sabbath because that was what was important to them, the family and the traditions and holding that day sacred. And what happened days later is they found out, number one, that meeting didn't go over very well, and they were able to negotiate a business deal that was even greater than what happened. And so it was almost, I think they said it was like their reward for holding true to their values. But to me, it's a true testament of that alignment, and what that creates when you stay true to your values is everything works in your favor. So again, that decision, even though they may have struggled with it for a minute, that decision, when you're truly committed to your values, a decision is a no-brainer. It's an easy decision to make. And so a couple of things that I want to mention to you. What are the benefits? We talked a lot about benefits of this authenticity, of alignment. Actually, what I want to do is talk about strategies, because I talked a lot about benefits already. Again, it's that wholeness, that fulfillment, it's that being able to go with the stream. It's having the universe support you. How do we do it? Number one is conduct a values audit. Now, with my clients and in the Millionaire Inner Circle, when we're going to be doing this, is we're going to look at what is truly important to you. Now, you may think you know what's important to you, but I promise you, unless you write it down, there's really not a grounded sense of how you live your life. Now, and because here's what happens, most people will write down the easy stuff: family, impact, love, relationships, career, all of those things. But when you really look at it from an honest place, you can ask yourself questions like, am I living in that way? Are my actions, is the time I am spending in these different areas aligned with that? I may say family is important, but when was the last time I spoke kindly to my spouse? I may say my children are the most important, but when was the last time I went to a game and really cheered them on? And so writing that inventory down, number one, brings it to the surface to remind you what you feel, what you think is important to you. And then you can start to really evaluate it. Number one, is it true? Number two, am I in agreement with this? Because as you've heard me say, those of you who I work with one-on-one, those of you who are the Millionaire Inner Circle will hear all the time, is that those things aren't really yours. Those values have been influenced by your upbringing, by your parents, by society, by social media. And so having that inventory allows you to take inventory and then again decide, what is it that supports me and what I want? And then you get to choose the values. And by choosing, it doesn't mean you write it down and it's done. It means you put conscious effort into placing attention on it and intention on it so that you could spend that time that's required to align with that and explore it and live into it and become it. So conducting that values audit is really assessing your current activities and behaviors in relation to the values. And also it's very valuable to look at, where did they come from? Where do they come from? Are these things that I chose, or are these things that have been, I don't want to say shoved down, my throat, but the ones that have been influenced over the years? And then set clear intentions. So you look at that audit, and you set your clear intentions. You define your specific goals and actions that align with your values, define specific goals and actions that align with your purpose. And you look at, is this congruent with my vision? Is this congruent with what I say is important to me? If I say family is number one, and but I'm going to take let's say I've got a grandchild, and I say my grandchild is like the most important thing to me, but then I decide to live abroad. That might not be in alignment. And so there's some decisions I have to make. There's some intentions I have to make. Now, it doesn't mean you don't do it, but again, it's going to inform my decisions. Maybe I spend time here and I take little trips instead. Again, it's about setting clear intentions and making sure that my goals may be, if my spouse is number one in my life, then my goal might be, I'm going to have a date night every single week where for 3 hours, it's just him and I, and we connect and we get to know each other and we grow together, so that we don't grow apart as most couples do, so that we communicate those things that are bubbling to the surface so it doesn't blow up in a weak moment, so that we connect intimately, so that attraction is always still there and we don't, start to have that wavering eye. So again, it's setting those clear intentions and then prioritizing those activities. So it's allocating time and energy to activities that align with the values. I'll tell you, I'm big on managing ourselves in relationship to time. And I can tell what's important to you by looking at your calendar. If you say family is important to you, yet I don't see family time on your calendar, to me, that's what tells me what's important to you. And so it's, how much time are you allocating to those things that you say are important? And we make conscious choices. So we consider our values and purpose before making decisions, and we make those decisions consciously. We make those conscious choices on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. And the last thing is we seek support. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share similar values and goals, because we may think we're independent thinkers, but as Jim Rohn says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and you will make the same amount of money. You will have the same type of relationship. You will have the same, type of home, the same type of career. And it's not that the same health. It's not that the health or the family or the relationship is contagious. It's the thinking that creates those things that are contagious. So you will absolutely be influenced by the people you spend the most time with. So we want to be really diligent about, who are we spending time with? Who are our mentors? Who are our coaches? Who are our power partners? Who are, how much time are we spending with those friends that lift us up versus those friends that, bring us down? And so being conscious about that support system. So those are, I think I shared 5 things. It's values, the clear intentions, proposed activities, conscious choices, and your support system. That's how you make sure that you're always in alignment with your purpose and with your vision, so that you can reach all of your goals. And again, so it's not work. Life is not supposed to be a struggle. I've said this over and over again, and I'll be honest, I was raised thinking life had to be a struggle. You work hard and then you die. And I had to untrain myself because that was my programming is, you work and you grind and you pray for retirement. Life is not meant to be that way. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is meant to be breathed in. Life is meant to be expansive. And so when we're aligned, it allows us to be expansive. And the miracles that start happening around you when you are in alignment is absolutely incredible. I mean, to me, it's just, like we say in our millionaire inner circle and in our coaching programs, like, you can't make this stuff happen. Like, we're always pleased. We're never surprised. You can't, the stuff, the synchronicities that happen when we're in alignment are really, truly powerful. So I want to take a break there. I'm going to give you some life play. I want you to do a values audit. Do a values audit. Just ask yourself, what's important to me in my life? What's important to me in my life? Keep asking those questions and start writing that down. And then the next step would be to categorize them. What's most important? All right. Lots of love. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.